Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be showing you a quick and easy and user-friendly way to make your first video on Filmora 9 for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we'll make it. So let's get on with it. So the first thing you want to do is go to Google and just type in download Filmora 9. It'll take you to Filmora's official page. And you can either download it for free or you could buy it directly. Either way, you just simply free download it, and it'll just download that file and you'll run the setup as you would for any other software. Once you're done with that, you've installed Filmora, you'll open Filmora here. And when you first open the app, it will prompt you with this, and you will go to new project. And this is how Filmora will look like. Don't be intimidated by this. It's very simple, I promise you. So I've created a little folder here with this video file. This is a game I recorded recently. I will simply left click this, hold, and I will drag it into Filmora in this box over here. There we go. It's simple. And then I will drag it again and bring it into this track. And I'll click that, and this is where the magic happens. You have this one track for the video, you have this one track for the audio, and you can add and remove as many video and audio tracks simply by right clicking here and add video track or add audio track, as many as you want. So now we have our raw file or source file down here, and it's very long, so obviously we don't want the whole thing. Let's say all this part in the beginning is just useless. We don't want that. We want our video to begin here, and we will simply bring the tracker here by left clicking on this bar here. So anywhere you want. Let's say we wanted to start from here. I'll simply cut this part by clicking on the scissor icon here. That's it. It's cut the video into two parts. I don't want this part here. I'll left click on this part and I will hit delete, and it's gone. So that's the beginning of the video done. I also want to say that, let's say you want to be very specific about where you want the video to be cut. You can left click on the bar here and you can drag it to the right, and you can see that it's just expanding the video to the point where you can edit on a millisecond basis. And this is just a little nugget I wanted to put in there, but we'll just bring it back to its original state. So let's say my video begins here, and now I want to cut out the part that I don't want in the end. Let's say right here. I'll just click on cut again, and I will click on the part I don't want, and I will press delete, and it's gone. So now this is the video we want to work on. Obviously, we'll need a title for our video. So if you go to the top left, you'll see this title icon here. You click on titles, it'll give you tons of them. So you have many to choose from. Now you have two types of titles. You have the ones that will come on top of your video. Your video will be playing in the background and your title will show up on top of it. Or you'll have ones that will just take up the whole screen, and basically your video won't be shown. It'll just be the title screen. So let's just take this one, for example. The one that will show up on top of your video will go right to the beginning of your video. We will then go to this whichever one you want, and we will left click it and hold it and drag it down on a new track, video track. And there we go. That's our title. So let's say we don't want it to say lorem ipsum, which is just the default. So we'll just double click on the text here in this box, and you can either change it directly here. Let's say test. We can change it here, or you could just click this once, and then you'll see it'll give you all the options here for the text, and you can change it here in this box. Test 2. Oops. So there we go, and we click OK. and that's the text changed to your liking. Let's say we don't want the title, we really don't want the title to take up the half of the video, so we can reduce this. You'll just go to the end, the edge, you'll see the cursor change, you will left click here and you'll hold and you will pull back to whenever you want it to end. The title will just end here. So if I just play this, you can press space, or you can just click play here, and you'll see that the text just vanishes. So that's a simple title with your video playing in the background. Let's say we don't want this type of title. We will get rid of this. We'll click on it in the track and we will press delete. And let's say I want the title to take up the whole page. For example, this one. We'll take this color, although it's really bright. So anyway, we want to move this up first. We'll need to move our video up. We'll click and drag our video up, and we can simply drag this title here and put it here. It's added our title, but we don't want it to last forever, so we'll just reduce this so that it only lasts for a while. And if you want to change the text, you can do the same thing I just showed you. This has 2 boxes for text, so you can change them accordingly. So that's your title done. So let's say we want to add some effects to our main body of the video. Simple. You just go up here, it says effects. You want to go to effects, and in effects you have many effects. You can choose any one you want. I'll take this one, for example. I'll simply drag it down and put it right next to the tracker because I want it to begin here. And obviously I'll just want to adjust the length of how long it lasts for me. There we go. So if I play the video, this is the normal video, and this is where the effects come in, right here. So that's simple. That's their effects, and you can do that. You can play around with this as much as you want. This is how you add effects. And then finally, I want to end my video. So if you see the video just abruptly ends here, there we go. We don't want that. So typically in my videos, I will simply use a fade. You go into transitions here, which is right next to effects, and you can use any kind. There are many ways of using this, and these transitions are also used in the middle of some videos. Some people use them. I simply pick up this fade. I would just left click and drag it, and this won't be put in a separate track. It'll be put right on top of your video here. So when I play the video, it'll fade. So let's say you don't want it to fade suddenly, so you want the fade to last for a while. You will simply go here on this fade box. You will left click and you will stretch it out, and when you play the video, you'll see that it fades much earlier. It starts to fade much earlier than before. So that's your fade. Now let's say you want this video to be zoomed in a little bit. You don't want this part of the video showing the whole thing. I'll click on this part, this box here, the video, and you can see that if you go to the corner here, you can actually left click and drag it out, so it only takes the part you want, and you can click in the middle of the picture and just move it around whichever way you want, whatever part you want it to show. So that's another editing tip. So now your video has been edited, it's ready. Now you want to make sure that your format is according to the platform that you're going to upload your video to. For example, if you're uploading this video to, say, Instagram uses 1:1 aspect ratios. So if you go to File here, and if you go to Project Settings, you can see in the aspect ratio you have different options. If you're using it for Instagram, then you'll definitely want to go with this option. And if you want to use it for YouTube or Facebook, you'd use a 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio, which works fine for me. And you'll just say OK, and when you're done editing your video, in the end, you simply click on export here, and you can choose the name, let's say test, and you can choose where you want to save it. I'm going to put it in desktop, select folder, And then if you go into settings, you can choose how the quality of the video will turn out. Obviously, it's like a check and balance kind of thing. If you go for just good, the size of the file will be reduced to 10 MB. If I make it best, obviously the file size will be bigger. I typically just go for the best, and I would just click export here, and it'll just process the file for me. And once it's done, simply go to find target. It'll open the folder, wherever your file is, and you can just double click it, and there you go. There's your video. It's that simple. I hope this tutorial was helpful. It's very simple and fast, not very detailed, but it's more than enough to get you going on your endeavor to make your first video. And I hope this was helpful. Until next time, take it easy, stay safe, and be happy.